Welcome back to another video. My name is Anita and this is my channel. What you see me working on is hopefully a first in a series of illustrations based on Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Caroll. You can actually download the book for free from the Project Gutenberg website. They offer files for Nook and Kindle, and you can read it right off their website. I'll put the link in the description. Anyway, I have to admit I was reluctant to read the book. I never liked the Alice in Wonderland story, at least not the Disney version. I found the main character be annoying, even though I knew she was just a curious little girl, but there was just something about her that really put me off. And for the longest time, I just assumed I didn't like it. The story in general. But since then, there have been other movies and TV shows that keep bringing up the subject one way or another. So, after years of rejecting even the idea of reading the book, I finally decided to give it a try and see what the fuss was about. And lo and behold, I actually enjoyed it, and this picture is the result of it. What you see here is a compilation of several ideas I had while reading this book. At first I was going to draw the white rabbit, since that's how the story starts. Alice follows the white rabbit down the rabbit hole. He seemed to appear in the book more than the Cheshire Cat, but after reading through to the end, I felt like Alice had a stronger connection with the cat. In fact, towards the end of the book, where she played croquet with the queen and the cat appears, she feels almost relieved to see him. And at least that's the vibe I got from reading the book. She even confides in him about her troubles. So it could come from the fact that Alice has a cat of her own called Dinah, which she brings up quite often in the course of the story, and sometimes it even causes her some troubles. As for the items around Alice in this picture, those are the things that helped her grow big and small throughout the book. Admittedly, there were other things that did as well, like the White Rabbit's fin and kid gloves, but after thinking it through, it just didn't fit with the rest of the image, so I left them out. I did have a false start on this project. After I did the initial sketch and I started inking it, I realized I messed up the cat's legs. One was much, much longer than the rest. So I had a decision to make. Either continue with the project and hate the final product, because I'll be constantly seeing that messed up leg, or restart. I decided to restart, and I'm glad I did. I also changed the position of the cat's body. Originally it was facing the other way. So overall, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'm glad I decided to just scrap the original and start over. The materials I'm using in the videos are obviously watercolor, which fits actually really well with the subject of this video, giving all things a new try, because I used to hate watercolors. In my art class in high school, I had a teacher who introduced us to various media, which was good. It included watercolor, but there was something about it, I just couldn't do it. I hated it. I don't know if it was because I didn't know what to do with it. The teacher didn't exactly explain how to work with watercolors. He basically said, okay, today we're working with watercolors, so get started. No guidance, nothing. So I'm the kind of person that needs detailed explanation on how something works before I feel comfortable with it or even around it. So the unknown of what I was facing intimidated me to the point that I couldn't even put the brush to the paper. I didn't know where to start, so needless to say, I got a 0 on that project. And ever since, It's just, there was something about watercolors that just, I didn't even want to think about it. Um, like I said, the point is that for the longest time, I just refused to even look at watercolors. They were evil in my head, and I wanted nothing to do with them. That was until I stumbled on an artist on DeviantArt who combined watercolors and colored pencils to create these incredible works of art. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, and I haven't been on DeviantArt in such a long time, I wouldn't even know where to start to look for her. But since I liked working with colored pencils at the time, and I loved her results so much, I decided to give that particular combination a try. So at first, I only used the watercolors to provide the flat background, the flat layer so I could put the colored pencil layer on top of it. Uh, it wasn't great. It was okay. I did enjoy working with those two media together, but the results obviously were not as good as the other girls. And obviously, I know she had a lot more experience with working with these particular media, but I wanted to learn more. I wanted to get to where she was, so I started to exploring it further. And the more I learned about watercolors, the more I liked it, and eventually I just fell in love with this medium. So um, I'm not as I know I'm not as good as I'd like to be, and I know it comes from experience. I haven't been practicing because I hated for me watercolors for so long. I just haven't been using them, so now I have some catching up to do. In general, I am happy with my progress, considering all the years that I could have painted and I didn't. Um, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon, which means I can only get better, and it's exciting. I'm looking forward to see where I go with this. I still have a lot to learn in terms of art itself, the composition, the lighting, the proportions and such, but I'm enjoying the journey so far. So what I've learned is that just because you hate or hated something in the past doesn't mean you can't enjoy it now. Just, go out there and give it a try. At the very least, you can use it to your advantage, like I did with Alice in Wonderland. I still have plenty of images in my head that I hope to paint sometime soon. In fact, if you follow me on Instagram, you can already see a preview of the next one. So here's a hint, go follow me on Instagram. Um, also, another thing, looking at this painting now after it's finished, I realized that I've grown as an artist and as a person. Um, and I don't mean just, with what media I'm using or how I use them. I'm looking at the mistakes I made in this picture, like the hands. Um, in the past, those way, way too small hands would have driven me crazy. And I would have considered the whole picture a failure. I would have probably scrapped it, tossed it somewhere in a corner, buried it under books, or even tossed it in the trash. I would have been that upset with a mistake. Now I look at it, and instead of obsessing over it, I just make a note in my head to make sure I avoid that mistake in the future. Because the point of making mistakes, is to learn from them. So that's what I'm doing right now. I love the picture. I'm really satisfied with how it turned out, despite the mistakes that I see in it. Anyway, on another topic, August starts tomorrow, which means I'll be starting the Sketchbook Slam Challenge. I'm looking at the book right now, and I get scared and excited and everything in between, and it's so intimidating to look at it. And at the same time, I look forward to the journey. I want to see where it's going to take me, because I know it will teach me so much. As long as I persist, even if I don't finish the challenge, I know it will teach me so much. I want to see where it takes me. Now, doing the challenge, obviously, I won't have time to do proper illustrations, but I will do my best to keep you updated on my progress throughout the challenge, which is for the next 30 days. I don't expect to post every day. Originally, I did hope, that I could record it every day, but I do work, and unfortunately, sometimes it's long and difficult days dealing with people. So I know I won't always feel like getting in front of the camera and recording what I'm drawing. So I'll probably just sit in front of the TV and watch a TV show to relax at the end of the day and just sketch sketch away. But like I said, I'm looking forward to this challenge. I'm excited. Anyway, so this is it for this video. Wish me luck. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.